Welcome to the Head Start meeting in September. Good morning. Sorry you wasn't able to be here today. I'm going to go ahead and go over our agenda. Thank you for those that did come out this morning. First of all, I would like to say we have some refreshments over here. So if you weren't here, it was a fruit tray with some fruit dip. I'm sorry you missed that, but it sure is yummy. First of all, I'd like to introduce our Robert Rules of Order, and this is how the meeting will be conducted by the chairperson. First of all, you'll get the attention of the parent committee and receive permission to speak when making a motion, and then your next step will be to make a motion. I blank move to accept the recommendation of blank, and then the third step would be the second. It is a motion unless someone else endorses your ideas. I blank second the motion, and then we'll move on to the fourth step, which is stating the motion. The chairperson clearly restates the motion. The motion now belongs to the parent committee. And then if there's any discussion, this always begins with the person who made the motion. Discussion is speaking to the motion. And then your sixth step would be the vote taken by either written ballot or voice or show of hands. This can be standing or saying yes or no and or abstain. The seventh step is the results of the announcement by the chairperson of yes votes in number and also no votes in the number. And then the motion is approved, defeated, passed, or failed, or carried. And then that is it for our Robert's Rule of Order, and we will try to do these as best as we can to follow. So if you have any questions, just let me know and we'll go over this again. So I'm going to put this right back here so we'll have it at each meeting. Then we will move on to the preliminary procedures for Head Start. Basically, it's an outline of how to conduct the meeting. For instance, this would be the opening. The Head Start training for September 9th will come to order, and then we would like to welcome everyone to our September meeting, and then we'll move on. This is a little out of order, and so I have a copy here that kind of goes through and kind of points you in the right direction. Then we would give the floor to our guest speaker. Hopefully we'll have handouts from the speaker on topics that we'll have each month, and then we'll move on through the rest of the meeting by thanking the speaker, and then we'll go back over and discuss the reading of the minutes and the approval of the minutes. And I'm going to stop right there and just give you an example of our last month's meeting minutes. And our last month's meeting minutes state that the parent orientation meeting was called to order August 25th by Miss Becky, family service worker. Parents, welcome to the 2020-21 Head Start Parent Orientation Meeting. Miss Becky introduced Miss Kylie, Head Start teacher. Miss Tiffany, paraprofessional. Miss Kylie and Miss Tiffany both told parents about their experience with the Head Start program. Parents were given the opportunity to introduce themselves and a brief summary of their past experience with the program. Transportation and pedestrian bus safety was discussed. Each family was provided a folder with the following information: the Head Start handbook and the following forms: acknowledgement, standard of conduct, confidential statement, parent rights and notice, annual notice, and possible disclosure of information in the parent interest survey. The following information was provided in form of handouts in the folder as well: a bright star, help your child succeed in preschool, building a good habit of good attendance, attendance letter, when is sick, too sick for school, contact information, mental health wellness, team, Miss Barbara Ednison, will be our consultant, and a snack menu. All handouts were gone over in great detail with the parents. Parents were informed that children that ride the bus must wear a mask. It was explained that all Head Start students that ride the bus to or from school will sit in the front seat behind the driver or across the seat from the driver. Parents were given handouts about Ready Rosie, the parent curriculum. Miss Becky explained Ready Rosie was a short video on different education skills that parents can view and work with their child on strengthening their skills. Also, parents were advised that they had to sign a permission slip and give names of people which the staff could talk to. Discussion about parent interest survey. Parents were in agreement to have the parent meetings during the morning hours, face-to-face, wearing masks, and also social distancing themselves in the parent room. Miss Becky thanked everybody. The meeting adjourned. Also, we didn't have minutes from last month, but families were introduced to the family literacy, which is located in the Head Start office, which is books that can be checked out by the Head Start families. There was no policy council update and no old business, but as far as new parents, parents were notified next meeting through class tag after parent interest survey had been tallied. And that was the end of our minutes. At this time, we would ask for a motion, but since we're limited in number of parents here today, we will just have to move on and probably reschedule this meeting and put these on the floor. So, the next part of the business meeting would have been going over the confidential information, and that is where you see these two hands are holding together. Any information that you share with the staff is kept confidential. It's only shared with staff members who are needing to know, so to speak. What may be sensitive is your child's records, which are locked under a file cabinet under lock and key, as well as in the computer, but that computer is also shut down on a daily basis, so and you only can get into that computer with the password and move on from there. But as far as any social media, there's nothing that is put out there that you're not aware of or advised of. Hopefully, whenever you talk to other families, that it's confidential. If you have any issues or problems, please let us know and we'll address those as accordingly. The next is, why is it important? Sensitive information about Head Start families and staff is respected by limiting access to only those having legitimate reasons to know. These are some federal guidelines that we have to abide by. And also, the confidential policy is that Head Start has a confidential policy for staff and parents. Thank you for reading it and helping to keep respect for one another and an important issue through the program. So if you have any questions or anything about the confidential policy, just please contact me and I will go into further details. Also, I have to properly show you how to wash your hands. And we teach this to our children when we go to the restroom or when we've been outside or anything in a transition. We try to be sure that the children wash their hands. And the proper way is we wet our hands, we get our soap, we scrub our hands together and sing a little song, and then we rinse our hands, and then we dry our hands and throw our paper towel in the trash. If we miss the trash, we pick it up and put it in the trash. So that is the proper way of washing your hands. I also have it in Spanish. So everything that we do here is in English and Spanish if we have any bilingual families. Moving on to the next order on the agenda is the family literacy. Building family literacy every day. Learning new words by playing games, simply naming your child and asking them, what is this, where is she going? When you go to the grocery store, go for a walk or sit down and read a book. These are all ideas of things that you can work with your child on every day. Read. You are not going to be able to read enough to your child. It doesn't matter if it's a picture book and you just go through and make up a story. I know Miss Kylie and Miss Tiffany have been sending you donated books that in their backpacks. Just go through these books and just kind of point out different things. Children, there are a lot of different words that mean the same thing. For instance, a stick, a limb, a twig, that all comes from a tree. And children need to know all of those words are associated with a tree. So just doing those little simple things, that's how children learn. And children learn in pictures. So whenever a child has to have something concrete to see or touch or feel, they learn through their senses. So whenever you're out for a walk, you can talk about the leaves belong to a tree, or the twig, or the stick, or the limb that has fallen from the tree. These are the types of ways, and really and truly, reading is essential. I can't say that enough. Reading is essential to your child's education from here on out. Even before now, if you have babies at home, I would encourage you to even read, sing the lullabies, the Mother Goose rhymes, all of that only helps with your child's learning in the future. And they need an imagination whenever they get, even in the older grades, in writing stories and things. And if they have that, then they're going to be very successful. So please, parents, please, it's very crucial that you read to your child each and every day. Also, I was providing you a handout. In our classroom, we say, I train my brain to do this. Mistakes help me learn. I work hard to do my best. I can choose to have a positive attitude. Some things take time and effort. I can get better with patience. Practice. And that's so true, parents. Practice. Practice with your child on writing. Practice with your child on counting and things. And that only gets the child better at their education skills. And I can find a new strategy to try again. That's so important. Some children get frustrated and upset that they're not perfect at things, but that's a learning process, and they really need your encouragement. So at home, the way you can say it is, I can train my brain to do this. Mistakes help me learn. I will work hard to do my best. I can choose to have a positive attitude. Some things take time and effort. I can get better with practice, and I can find new strategies to try again. So Miss Kylie uses these in the classroom, and you can put this up on your refrigerator and start trying to do these at home with your child as well. Now, since we don't have very many parents here today with us, we're going to have to forego electing of our officers. Again, if you're interested in an office, please use your handbook and turn to page 14 and 15, and these will have a description on them. And hopefully we can come back together very soon to talk about and to elect our officers, as well as to do our topics for each month. Thank you for coming, thank you for viewing, and I hope you have a blessed day.